I am Dr. Craig Shoemaker, the honorary president of the Swiss Business School. I'm speaking to you virtually from my home in Phoenix, Arizona. I wish we could all be together and enjoy this great celebration, but COVID-19 doesn't allow us this privilege. Congratulations, graduates, on your accomplishment. Congratulations to the parents and families who stood behind these students as they made an investment in their future. This is exciting, students. You now have the opportunity to create the future with your education. I worked in business for 25 years. I loved the competition of the business world. It was a game for me, a game to be won. During this time, I taught young boys American football and American baseball. All of the time I worked, I kept hearing a voice in my head saying that I should teach. I thought, gee, that's crazy. But had I not answered that call to teach university students, I would not be here today speaking to you. I first came to SBS in 2002 from my university in the US as a visiting professor to teach marketing. I became honorary president of SBS in 2013. I've always been driven by the words of the ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius, who said, "Take a job you love, and you never work a day in your life." Those words describe every day of my life when I get up knowing that I'll be working with students like you. Here at SBS, I've been honored to work with students from all over the world. In my discussions over many years with Dr. Wolfs, we agreed that we would focus on what we called the 4 C's of SBS. The first C is creativity. Einstein said that creativity cannot be taught, but it can be harnessed and embraced. This is thinking outside of the box, having imagination, finding new ways to solve problems, being an innovator. The second C is critical thinking. Again, Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The important thing is to never, ever stop questioning. The third C is collaboration. Working with another person or group to accomplish something. As we say in the US, 2 heads are better than 1. The fourth C is communication. At my university in the US, I developed an advisory board for the College of Business. It was comprised of top executives from our area. Its purpose was to offer advice and counsel to make our business students better. I brought this idea to SBS, and one of my former MBA students now heads the advisory board to help our SBS students. I read a comment by J.K. Rowling. You know her as the author of the Harry Potter books. She said, "It's impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all. In which case, you fail by default." Take a risk. I had a great job in a large global corporation. I was asked to be vice president of marketing for a smaller company that was failing. I took the risk, and in 2 years, we were profitable. Someone's going to have a great life. It might as well be you. Believe it, embrace it, and then remember to listen, learn, and importantly, give back. All my life, I've been teaching young boys to play sports or standing in your classroom teaching you how to be successful at marketing. I loved giving back. I knew a very old physician, a doctor, who once told me these wise words that I have never ever forgotten. Here they are. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for others lives on forever. Here's what we did recently. The COVID-19 virus was tearing through the US, creating medical crisis and stressing our entire healthcare system. We were in crisis. I got a friend of mine to join me on a project. We would go to a store and fill my car with food snacks, just finger foods, snacks. Then we would deliver them to local hospitals where the nurses and other health care workers were exhausted and stressed to the max, caring for these COVID-19 patients. You should see the joy in the eyes of the nurses as they loaded their carts with our snacks. It was fun to see. In closing, it's great that you can now shout. I have a world-class education. I can make a difference in the world. And indeed you can. And please, never forget to give back to those who are not as fortunate as you. Thank you, best wishes, and good luck.